Well, at 3 o'clock, I shall begin to be very happy. I shall feel happier and happier at your advances. And then at 4 o'clock, I shall already be worrying and jumping about. And I shall show you how happy I am. But if you just come at any time, well, I shall never know at what hour my heart is to be ready to greet you. One must observe the proper rites.
What is a rite?
Asked the little prince.
Well, those are also things that are very often neglected.
Said the fox.
They are what makes one day different from other days. 1 hour different from other hours. There is a rite. For example, among the hunters. Every Thursday, they dance with the village girls. So, Thursday is a day for me. I can take a walk as far as the vineyards, but if the hunters danced at just any time, every day would just be another day, and I should never have any vacation at all.
So the little prince tamed the fox, and when the hour of his departure drew near, said the fox,
I shall cry.
It is your own fault.
said the little prince.
I never wished you any sort of harm, but you wanted me to tame you.
Yes, that is so.
Said the fox.
But now you're going to cry?
Said the little prince.
Yes, that
Said
is so.
Said the fox.
Then it has done you no good at all.
Oh, it has done me good
Said the fox.
because of the color of the wheat fields.
And then he added,
Go and look again at the roses. You will understand now that yours is unique in all the world. Then come back to say goodbye to me, and I will make you a present of a secret.
the little prince went away to look again at the roses.
You are not at all like my rose.
He said,
As yet, you are nothing. No one has tamed you, and you have tamed no one. You were like my fox when I first knew him. He was only a fox like 100,000 other foxes, but I have made him my friend, and now he is unique in all the world.
and the roses were very much embarrassed.
You're beautiful, but you're empty.
He went on,
One could not die for you. To be sure, an ordinary passerby would think that my rose looked just like you, the rose that belongs to me. But in herself alone, she is more important than all the hundreds of you other roses, because it is she that I have watered, because it is she that I have put under the glass globe, because it is she that I have sheltered behind the screen, because it is for her that I have killed the caterpillars, except the 2 or 3 that we saved to become butterflies. Because it is she that I have listened to when she grumbled or boasted, or even sometimes when she said nothing, because she is my rose.
and he went back to meet the fox.
Goodbye.
He said,
Goodbye.
said the fox.
And now, here is my secret. A very simple secret. It is only with the heart that one can truly see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. What is essential is invisible to the eye.
The little prince repeated, so that he would be sure to remember.
It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. It is the time I have wasted for my rose,
Said the little prince, so that he would be sure to remember.
Men have forgotten this truth,
Said the fox.
but you must not forget it. You become responsible forever for what you have tamed. You are responsible for your rose.
I am responsible for my rose.
The little prince repeated, so that he would be sure to remember.
Good morning.
Said the little prince.
Guten Morgen.
Said the railway switchman.
What do you do here?
The little prince asked.
I sort of travelers in bundles of 1,000,
Said the switchman.
send off the trains that carry them, now to the right, now to the left.
And a brilliantly lighted express train shook the switchman's cabin as it rushed by with a roar like thunder.
They are in a great hurry.
Said the little prince.
What are they looking for?
Not even the locomotive engineer knows that.
Said the switchman. And a second brilliantly lighted express thundered by in the opposite direction.
Are they coming back already?
Demanded the little prince.
These are not the same ones.
Said the switchman.
It's an exchange.
Were they not satisfied where they were?
Asked the little prince.
No one is ever satisfied where he is.
Said the switchman. And they heard the roaring thunder of a third brilliantly lighted express.
Are they pursuing the first travelers?
Demanded the little prince.
They are pursuing nothing at all.
Said the switchman.
They are asleep in there, or if they are not asleep, they are yarning. Only the children are flattering their noses against the window panes.
Only the children know what they are looking for?
Said the little prince.
They waste their time over a rag doll, and it becomes very important to them. And if anybody takes it away from them, they cry.
They are lucky.
The switchman said.
Good morning.
Said the little prince.
Good morning.
Said the merchant. This was a merchant who sold pills that had been invented to quench thirst. You only need to swallow 1 pill a week, and you would feel no need of anything to drink.
Why are you selling those?
Asked the little prince.
Because they save a tremendous amount of time.
Said the merchant.
Computations have been made by experts. With these pills, you save 53 minutes in every week.
And what do I do with those 53 minutes?
Anything you like.
As for me,
The little prince said to himself.
if I had 53 minutes to spend as I liked, I should walk at my leisure towards a spring of fresh water.
It was now the 8th day since I had my accident in the desert, and I listened to the story of the merchant as I was drinking the last drop of my water supply. "Ah," I said to the little prince, "these memories of yours are very charming, but I have not yet succeeded in repairing my plane. I have nothing more to drink. And I too should be very happy if I could walk at my leisure toward a spring of fresh water,
My friend, the fox.
the little prince said to me. My dear little man, this is no longer a matter that has anything to do with the fox.
Why not?
Because I'm about to die of thirst. He didn't follow my reasoning, and he answered me.
It is a good thing to have a friend, even if one is about to die. I, for instance, am very glad to have had a fox as a friend.
He has no way of guessing the danger, I said to myself. He's never been either hungry or thirsty. A little sunshine is all he needs. But he looked at me steadily and replied to my thoughts.
I am thirsty too. Let us look for a well.
I made a gesture of weariness. It's absurd to look for a well at random in the immensity of a desert. But nevertheless, we started walking. When we trudged along for several hours in silence, the darkness fell and the stars began to come out. Thirst had made me a little feverish, and I looked at them as if I were in a dream. The little prince's last words came reeling back into my memory. Well, then you're thirsty too? I demanded. But he didn't reply to my question. He merely said to me,
Water may also be good for the heart.
did not understand this answer, but I said nothing. I knew very well that it was impossible to cross-examine him. He was tired. He sat down, and I sat down beside him. And after a little silence, he spoke again.
The stars are beautiful because of a flower that cannot be seen.
I replied, yes, that is so. And without saying anything more, I looked across the ridges of sand that were stretched out before us in the moonlight.
The desert is beautiful.
The little prince added. And that was true. I've always loved the desert. One sits down on a desert sand dune, sees nothing, hears nothing, yet through the silence something throbs and gleams.
What makes the desert beautiful, said the prince,
Said the little prince.
is that somewhere it hides a well.
I was astonished by a sudden understanding of that mysterious radiation of the sands. When I was a little boy, I lived in an old house, and the legend told us that a treasure was buried there. To be sure, no one had ever known how to find it. Perhaps no one had even looked for it. But it cast an enchantment over that house. My home was hiding a secret in the depths of its heart. Yes, I said to the little prince. The house, the stars, the desert. What gives them their beauty is something that is invisible.
I am glad,
He said.
that you agree with my fox.
As the little prince dropped off to sleep, I took him in my arms and set out walking once more. I felt deeply moved and stirred. It seemed to me that I was carrying a very fragile treasure. It seemed to me even that there was nothing more fragile on all the earth. In the moonlight, I looked at his pale forehead, his closed eyes, his locks of hair that trembled in the wind, and I said to myself, what I see here is nothing but a shell. What is most important is invisible. As his lips opened slightly with a suspicious half smile, I said to myself again, what moves me so deeply about this little prince who's sleeping here is his loyalty to a flower. The image of a rose that shines through his whole being like the flame of a lamp. even when he's asleep. And I felt him to be more fragile still. I felt the need of protecting him, as if he himself were a flame that might be extinguished by a little puff of wind. And as I walked on so, I found the well at daybreak.
Men
said the little prince.
set out on their way in express trains, but they do not know what they are looking for. Then they rush about and get excited and turn round and round.
And he added,
It's not worth the trouble.
the well that we had come to was not like the wells of the Sahara. The wells of the Sahara are mere holes dug in the sand. This one was like a well in a village, but there was no village here. And I thought I must be dreaming. It is strange, I said to the little prince. Everything is ready for use. The pulley, the bucket, the rope. He laughed, touched the rope, and set the pulley to working, and the pulley moaned like an old weather vane which the wind has long since forgotten.
Did you hear?
Said the little prince.
We have awakened the well, and it is singing.
I did not want him to tire himself with the rope. Leave it to me, I said. It is too heavy for you. I hoisted the bucket slowly to the edge of the well and set it there, happy, tired as I was, over my achievement. The song of the pulley was still in my ears, and I could see the sunlight shimmer in the still trembling water.
I am thirsty for this water.
Said the little prince,
Give me some of it to drink.
and I understood what he had been looking for. I raised the bucket to his lips. He drank. His eyes closed. It was as sweet as some special festival treat. This water was indeed a different thing from ordinary nourishment. Its sweetness was born of the walk under the stars, the song of the pulley, the effort of my arms. It was good for the heart, like a present. When I was a little boy, the lights of the Christmas tree, the music of the midnight mass, the tenderness of smiling faces used to make me, used to make up, so the radiance of the gifts I received.
The men where you live
Said the little prince.
raise 5,000 roses in the same garden, and they do not find in it what they are looking for.
They did not find it, I replied.
And yet what they are looking for could be found in one single rose, or
Yep.
in a little water.
Yes, that is true, I said. And the little prince added,
But the eyes are blind. One must look with the heart.
I had drunk the water. I breathed easily. At sunrise, the sand is the color of honey, and that honey color was making me happy too. What brought me then this sense of grief?
You must keep your promise.
Said the little prince softly as he sat down beside me once more. What promise?
You know, a muzzle for my sheep. I am responsible for this flower.
I took my rough drafts of drawings out of my pocket. The little prince looked them over and laughed as he said,
Your baobabs, they look like little cabbages.
Oh, I had been so proud of my baobabs.
Your fox, his ears look a little like horns. They are too long.
And he laughed again. You are not fair, little prince, I said. I don't know how to draw anything except boa constrictors from the outside and boa constrictors from the inside,
Oh, that will be all right.
he said.
Children understand.
So then I made a pencil sketch of a muzzle, and as I gave it to him, my heart was torn. You have plans that I do not know about, I said, but he did not answer me. He said to me instead,
You know, my descent to the earth. Tomorrow will be its anniversary.
Then after a silence, he went on.
I came down very near here.
And he flushed. And once again, without understanding why, I had a queer sense of sorrow. One question, however, occurred to me. Then it was not by chance that on the morning when I first met you a week ago, you were strolling along like that, all alone, 1,000 miles from any inhabited region. You were on your back to the place where you landed? The little prince flushed again, and I added with some hesitancy, perhaps it was because of the anniversary? The little prince flushed once more. He never answered questions, but when one flushes, does that not mean yes? I said to him, I am a little frightened, but he interrupted me.
Now you must work. You must return to your engine. I will be waiting for you here. Come back tomorrow evening.
But I was not reassured. I remembered the fox. One runs the risk of weeping a little if one lets himself be tamed.
Beside the well, there was the ruin of an old stone wall. When I came back from my work the next evening, I saw from some distance away my little prince sitting on top of the wall with his feet dangling, and I heard him say,
Then you don't remember. This is not the exact spot.
Another voice must have answered him, for he replied to it.
Yes, it is the right day, but this is not the place.
I continued my walk toward the wall. At no time did I see or hear anyone. The little prince, however, replied once again.